Hi everybody, another relatively short lesson and IXL level, this one on area of parallelograms and triangles. Similar to rectangles, the area of a parallelogram is just the base times the height. It's that easy, multiply two numbers. The issue on parallelograms and triangles is that you have to be careful and realize what's a base and what's a height. And the answer is you only look at the base, which could be the bottom, and the height, which could be up and down. Your base and your height don't necessarily have to be the left and right base and the up and down height, but they do have to form right angles. So whenever you see two things like that that form right angles, that'll be the base and the height. So you have to be careful here. To find the area, we're going to multiply not 14 times 9, not 9 times 8, but specifically 14 times 8 to get 112 as the area. For triangles, triangles are easy when you view them as, a parallelogram is exactly half the amount of a triangle. Sorry, a triangle is half the amount of a parallelogram. If you take a look at the red picture on the top, the outline makes up half the parallelogram. So area of a triangle will be 1/2 times base times height. So again, you have to be careful. The base and the height are the ones that make the right angle. On the second picture, you have to ignore the 8 on the left, you have to ignore the 10 on the right, focus on the base of 13 and the height of 6. You can just type that into a calculator. If you need to, you can do half of 13, which is 6.5. 6.5 times 6, get an answer of 39. This will be pretty easy. This will take you up to a score in the 70s on IXL, which will be a B grade. If you want to move to 100%, you'll have to work backwards. Backwards is not hard at all. Area of a parallelogram is base times height. You just have to realize, if it tells you the area is 140, that goes in place of A. If it tells you the base is 20, that goes in place of B. It doesn't tell you the height. So instead of working forwards by multiplying and using multiplication of two things, you work backwards by division and get an answer of 7. Same idea here in the second problem. This is the only one that could be a little bit tricky because we have a 1/2 in the problem and have to work backwards. But it's the same idea. The area here is 95. It's over here on the right in the problem. The base is not known. The height is 10. The way to do this one, there's a couple ways to do it, but the way I'll suggest is take a half of 10. And if you take half of 10, there's still 95 here in the equation, but half of 10 is 5. And after you take half of that number, now you have a normal equation. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and you have a final answer of B equaling 19. That concludes this lesson. So shouldn't be too bad. Just make sure you decide, is the shape a parallelogram? Just use base times height, no 1/2. Or is it a triangle and use the 1/2 in front? The challenge of this lesson today compared to the rectangles and squared lesson from last week is you're sort of alternating between two formulas. One that has a half in it and one that doesn't have a half in it. Figure that out, you get to a B grade, and then figure out how to work backwards by dividing, or first using the 1/2 and dividing, and then all of a sudden you're at an easy 100% for the day. We're on IXL level S.3 to a score of 90. Take care, everyone.